Have you ever felt invisible, like the world passed by without noticing your existence? Today's story is about Martha Hayes, a 63-year-old janitor who uncovered the cracks in a seemingly perfect corporate facade. Her quiet resilience led to an explosive confrontation that changed the lives of everyone involved. Before we dive into this powerful tale, let us know in the comments where you're watching from, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories of courage and transformation. Martha Hayes had spent nearly 30 years walking the same halls of Crestview Enterprises, pushing her cleaning cart down endless corridors. To most, she was a background figure, a necessary fixture of a functioning workplace. But to Martha, her work meant more than a paycheck. It was a means to provide for her family after the sudden death of her husband, and later, her grandchild when her daughter struggled with addiction. Her days were filled with routine, wiping desks, emptying trash cans, and scrubbing floors. And though her joints ached and her back protested, Martha carried herself with quiet pride. She was invisible to most, but made it her mission to ensure others' workspaces shone. Except for one person. That one person saw her, but not with kindness. Derek Coleman, Crestview's operations manager, was known for his sharp suits and sharper tongue. At 39, Derek saw himself as the embodiment of corporate success, but his ambition masked insecurities he was quick to project onto others. To Derek, Martha wasn't a person. She was a symbol of inefficiency, a relic of the past he wanted to sweep away, along with the dust she cleaned. One fateful morning, Derek barged into the break room where Martha was refilling her mop bucket. "Mrs. Hayes," he said, his tone clipped, "do you plan to finish the conference room today? Or is that too much to ask?" Martha straightened, her hands gripping the mop handle. "I'll get to it after lunch, Mr. Coleman. I've been working through—" "Excuses," he interrupted, his voice rising. "That's all I hear from people like you. Maybe if you worked harder, you wouldn't be stuck doing this job." The words stung, but Martha swallowed her retort. Derek stormed out, leaving Martha alone with her thoughts. She had endured similar treatment before, but something about this encounter felt different. He had crossed a line, and Martha knew she couldn't stay silent much longer. Unbeknownst to both Derek and Martha, a junior analyst named Rachel Martin had overheard the exchange. Rachel was new to Crestview, eager to make her mark, but she couldn't ignore what she had witnessed. She had seen Derek's dismissive behavior toward others, but this time, it felt personal. Rachel decided to confide in her mentor, Ben Carter, a senior executive known for his integrity. "If we let this continue, it says something about all of us," she argued. Ben agreed. "Let's keep our eyes open, but if we act, it needs to be with evidence." The breaking point came during a company meeting. Derek, addressing a room full of employees, made a derogatory comment about low-level workers who don't add value. His words weren't just heard, they were recorded by Rachel, who had been documenting his behavior for weeks. Later that day, Martha was called to Derek's office. He accused her of leaving the conference room unfinished, though she knew it was cleaned. "I should fire you for your incompetence," he sneered. But before Martha could respond, there was a knock at the door. Ben and Rachel entered, flanking a tall figure, the CEO, Evelyn Clark. "Mr. Coleman," Evelyn began, her tone icy, "we've received several complaints about your conduct, and after reviewing evidence presented by your colleagues, it's clear that your behavior is unacceptable." Derek stammered, his usual bravado faltering. I didn't mean..." Evelyn silenced him with a raised hand. "We've arranged for a full investigation. Effective immediately, you're on leave." Martha stood frozen, a mixture of relief and disbelief washing over her. For the first time, she felt truly seen. In the weeks that followed, Crestview underwent significant changes. Evelyn introduced mandatory diversity and respect training, revamped the employee feedback system, and ensured that all voices, regardless of position, were heard. Martha was offered a retirement package that allowed her to finally rest and care for her grandchild. But she chose to stay on temporarily, not to clean, but to serve as an advisor for the new mentorship program. Rachel's courage didn't go unnoticed. She was promoted and worked closely with Ben to ensure Crestview's new culture took root. At the company's annual meeting, Martha was invited to speak. Standing at the podium, she addressed the room. For years, I thought my work didn't matter because people didn't see me. But I see now that it wasn't just about cleaning offices. It was about contributing to a team, a community. Everyone deserves respect, no matter their title. And sometimes, standing up for that respect is the bravest thing we can do. The room erupted into applause, and Martha felt a weight lift off her shoulders. Martha's story became a cornerstone of Crestview's transformation, a reminder of the power of speaking up and standing together. As she retired months later, leaving a thriving mentorship program behind, she reflected on how far she'd come, not just for herself, but for the future of the company she had served for so long. So, what would you have done in Rachel's shoes? Would you have taken the risk to expose injustice? Or if you were Martha, could you have kept going in the face of relentless disrespect? Let us know in the comments below. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales of resilience and change. And click here to watch another story we think you'll love.